My dear brothers and sisters, welcome back to this program of yoga for eyesight improvement. As usual, let us start with a prayer. Om Bhadrang Karnebhiः Shrunuyama Devaः Bhadram Pashyemakshabhir Yajatraः Sthirairangaistuštuvang sastanubhih Vyashema Devahitai Yadayuh. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. In this prayer from the Upanishad, the Shanti mantra, it says, let us see which are auspicious and let the whole body develop in a wonderful balanced way with stability, sustainability and growth. Let us all be in tune with nature, in tune with the subtle cosmic forces, and continuously grow to bring peace inside, peace in the immediate surrounding, and peace throughout the creation. Therefore, when we talk about the eyesight improvement, we not only deal with only the physical eyes, but the vision related to that, the subtle eye and the deeper dimensions of eyesight are also addressed here. In these 8 chapters that we are going to present in this program, we start with the introduction, then we look at the physical eye, anatomy of the eye, from the Western perspective and from the Eastern yogic perspective. Then how does the eye function, the physiology, from the Western perspective and from the Eastern perspective. Are there differences? Whether Eastern perspectives give something deeper, something more comprehensive is brought forth. And what are the refractive errors of eye? Short sight, long sight, astigmatism, squint and many others. And yoga can contribute tremendously for the growth, for normalization. Apart from that, what are the pathological conditions of the eye? And in the whole process of creation, how there has been developmental process in the human system, and how the eyes have grown to such great heights of such acute vision and the deeper dimensions of eye vision, Western and Eastern perspective. And the most important is the 7th chapter, the yogic management for eyesight improvement and the development, and to overcome such refractory errors and possibly such pathological conditions, understanding the mechanism behind it. And the research that has undergone throughout the world in bringing this eyesight improvement using yoga also will be briefly presented. Therefore, in the 8 chapters, this program is going to unravel itself the eyesight improvement, the vision development and others. We know that the modern society in this era on science and technology is growing so fast, The satellites turning around the world, tracking every square millimeters, every millisecond. So the fast changing in all fields, whether it's health or education, science and technology, management, economics, business, everywhere. And in this fast development of the societies, we need a total personality development, total human development. In that, the eyesight improvement, the vision is the key. So when you talk about the eyesight improvement, it is also the vision that is included in this total dimension. No doubt, the air travel, televisions and computers have shrunk our globe. The challenges of pollution and stress are also shattering our entire globe. Global warming, because we have gone against nature, and pollution in the developing countries are increasing, not only marring our growth, also affecting our eyesight. But more subtle and more comprehensive and more fundamental is the challenge of stress. Stress has gone unabated. It has been spreading into every nook and corner of our lives and affecting our eyesight, affecting our vision, because in our education system the stress has manifested itself to mar the total personality development and societal responsibilities, making our children go unrest, drug culture shattering their lives, alcoholism benumbing them, the gun and terrorism, most unfortunate things are happening. What to talk about their health hazards in all systems: asthma, diabetes, hypertension, heart problem, epilepsy, migraine, irritable bowel syndrome, cancer, AIDS, anxiety, psychosis, all these things. And particularly with the eyes, large number of eye challenges have started coming up. No doubt, we have made great contribution through modern medicine, which work initially at the muscular level, go to the nervous system level, cellular level, neurotransmitter level of the brain. But if nothing works, we have fantastic surgeries that are available. In the eyes, we can replace the eyeball, and we can have the laser surgeries, and many other things are coming up. By finding out diagnostic tools, fantastic diagnostic tools to track the refractive errors and pathological conditions of the eyes and so on. No doubt, powerful pharmacological interventions are often used to bring the necessary changes in these eye defects and eye challenges. But when it doesn't work, then we have various surgeries that are coming up, and in the total human system, 5,000 types of surgeries with all specialists and super specialists to do that have come. For the eyes, they started coming up. But we don't have total solution for this thing. Because the knowledge base in modern science is limited to the physical world, understanding the laws that govern the physical universe as a deterministic approach, or classical mechanics of Newtonian mechanics, and the probabilistic mechanics of theory of relativity on one side, and the structure featured by electromagnetic field, E equals mc square. Since we have understood everything about the physical universe, we have great success in dealing with the physical problems, that is putting man on the moon, building skyscrapers, underwater tunnels, information technology, all that essentially physical. Similarly, the eye challenges at the physical level, we have been able to deal with using spectacles, using the surgeries, laser surgeries and contact lenses and many other things. But the deep-rooted stress-related challenges have yet to be fathomed, because modern science is moving from physical to understand the deeper dimensions of subtle and causal dimensions of this entire universe. And while it is yet to fathom the total understanding of the entire subtle and causal dimensions of the universe, any challenge that is related to these aspects of prana, mind, emotions, intellect, and so on, we have no solution. And stress is one such. Stress is not merely physical, but mental restlessness, emotional upsurges, deep-rooted psychological conflict, all at the base of stress. And unfortunately, in our entire upbringing, in our dealing with things, we have completely lost sight of stress, which plays such an important role in the entire thing. And the challenges today, therefore, are multidimensional, not only physical, but mental, emotional, and intellectual, and they need a total solution. But modern science cannot fathom this because it's only physical. So if science and technology developed in the West has no solution, what is the way to deal with this stress and the multidimensional challenges which encountered in even our eyesight temperament? It's here that India has its contribution to make through the Vedas. The Vedas, the knowledge base of the entire creation in the field of yoga spirituality, makes it possible. And these challenges in the new millennium are needing a total change in our understanding, turning tables. We have to shift our knowledge base from matter-based paradigm to consciousness-based approach. and this a thing by which you move from the upward causation to downward causation. But this knowledge base has to be brought forth to our day-to-day life. That's what yoga does, meeting the challenge. Yoga helps us to transform ourselves through various yoga practices, to raise ourselves from our animalistic, instinctive level to become normal human beings with discrimination power, and raise to the higher powers of great human beings, divine human beings, and ultimately reach that perfection itself. And yoga is not merely a magic or a rope trick or the physical practice alone. They are the total dimensions of yoga. And the objective of yoga is to build ideal social orders in the world. And it is featured by health, bliss and poise, harmony and efficiency as a way of life. It is the science of holistic living. And therefore, the societies should not be made only to develop economically, to become economic giants with affluence and sense pleasures, but we have to bring the knowledge base of yoga as the basis for national reconstruction and world peace. So the objective of this entire set of programs being offered through the MOOC by the Eyesight is to bring the benefits of yoga to everyone in the society, to make yoga a socially relevant science. And this is what Swami Vivekananda heralded the grandeur of yoga in the Parliament of Religions, 1893. Look at the date, 9/11 in Chicago. And his famous proclamation, he said, the goal of life is to manifest the divinity within, he said. How? Change inside, change outside, by Jnana Yoga, Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, working with the intellect or the willpower or emotions or in action level. You can choose any one or all of these things. And when you use all these things, it's called integral yoga by great master Sri Aurobindoji. And therefore, we use this integrated yoga module for dealing with the eye challenges and the development of the eyes. We should not only prevent the eye challenges of refractory errors and others, we should be able to continuously develop ourselves with higher and higher vision of the eyes, with sharper eyes and better eyes, and moving towards the real vision of this dimension. So that's what is being done. So how to do that? We use the modern tool of scientific research, and we use the techniques of yoga, specially tailor-made to deal with each of these challenges of the eyes, to prevent eye problems, to develop the eyesight continuously. These are the two modes that we do, combining the Western dimension, the Eastern dimension. Therefore, all these programs that we are offering through the MOOC of the Eyesight, we have research at the base of these applications. And yoga has spread into all aspects of our life, and it is not only for the medical applications, yoga in education, management yoga, for handicapped, everything, and to also bring the things for socially deprived, for unraveling the hidden potentials of human being, and all other things into music, dance, drama, everywhere yoga can go, and to bring in these dimensions. Education is the key, and education should bring about the manifestation of perfection already in human beings, as Swami Vivekananda said. For that, use the man-making dimension to be added on to current bread-earning education, he said. And for that, we have to total personality development and fourfold consciousness growth. Physical, mental, emotional and intellectual personality development, and civic sense, service, national awareness and spiritual zeal to be incorporated into our education system using various techniques of yoga that are available, streams of yoga, Raj Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, including the Hatha Yoga system. So we develop these integrated yoga modules for all these things based on the need of the children for their total personality. For example, eyesight improvement is for the class 1 to prevent the eye challenges. Then class 2 we have voice culture, class 3 we have physical stamina development, then memory development, IQ development, creativity development, stress management, ego and greed management, and anger management, service urge, and then civic sense development, national awareness and spiritual growth, all these things. So we started this journey in 1976 under the banner of Vivekananda Kendra with headquarters in Kanyakumari to transform the lives of Arunachal Pradesh tribal children, to bring them to the mainstream by education system. To translate the vision of education postulated by Swami Vivekananda to fruition under the leadership of Sri Eknathji Ranade, and things have started. To translate the holistic vision of education by development of integrated yoga modules, by developing fourfold personality and infuse in them the fourfold social consciousness. In that, the most important yoga for eyesight improvement, most important. So in this program, we are going to offer the total technology of eyesight improvement, eyesight development, including the total eyesight personality development. So we have the 8 chapters introduction, then we deal with how this physical eye works according to the Western perspective and how the East has to contribute for its total understanding. Then how the eye functions, physiology, then refractive errors and other pathological things, all that are brought forth in this thing. And for that we work in all the 5 levels. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnana, Anandamaya koshas are done. And yogic management of eyesight improvement is the one that we use as the integrated approach. At the physical level, we use the Shitilikarana Vyayama, then we use the asanas, then we use the breathing and the kriyas and the sectional breathing and pranayamati, pranamaya kosha, then mudras and meditation and bandhas, and the songs, bhajans and krida yoga, and advanced techniques are also used for development. So yogic management for eyesight improvement at the physical level starts with the loosening practices, the Shitilikarana Vyayama. Then we have different asanas to improve the blood circulation in the eyes, and many other dimensions are used. Then the breathing practices, kriyas. So, an understanding is most important. We understand that eye is one of the most important among the 5 sensory organs, the organ of sight. So when you look at the physical thing, it is spherical in shape, about 2.5 centimeters in diameter. Eye is one of the delicate organ of our body. It's one of the sensory organs which helps in vision. It is spherical in shape. And that's the beautiful structure of the eye, and it's very well known to do this thing. So, the eyelid is a skinny layer consisting of upper and the lower eyes. The functions of the eyelid, what is it? Protection, secretion, distribution and drainage of tears. Then there are the hair follicles, and then they help in protection of the eye from dust and others. Then lacrimal apparatus, and the lacrimal gland is responsible for the secretion of the tears, very important. Then there is the lacrimal duct which is there, and the conjunctiva. Conjunctiva's function is to help in easy movement of the eyeball. And there are in 2 parts, one palpebral and bulbar. There are certain muscles that support the movement of the eyes. They are called the recti muscles and the oblique muscles. They are used. And the recti muscles help in the process of internal changes. The oblique muscle, inferior oblique depression, abduction and use. And the sclera is the outer coat. The outer coat is very, very essential to protect eyes. Cornea is the interior 1/6 of the eyeball. It has a transparent layer and many other dimensions. The middle coat is known as the choroid, and then we have the ciliary body, and then the iris, then the retina, the inner layer, and the interior of the eyeball is the thing. Then we have the anterior cavity, then the posterior cavity, the vitreous body, and the lens, the most important thing. A biconvex lens with an index of refraction of 1.336 attached to the ciliary process by zonal fibers. Then what are the optical pathways? How the vision through the eyes are taken to the brain have been understood in great length, and they all are shown here wonderfully well. And these long cables form the axon bundle known as the optic nerve. And look at the optic nerve coming up like this, and they are taken to the optical centers in the brain. And how does it work? After understanding of the physical eye, then physiology. The normal vision, when the object is there, the light comes from there, goes through the lens, gets focused onto the retina. The cornea refracts 75% of the light transmitted. The rest is done by the lens. Image is projected on the retina in an inverted way, and this goes to the brain and gets reconverted, and we understand that. Very special aspect of the lens is accommodation. The lens is biconvex, which intensifies the focusing power. The lens is flexible and can change the curvature to accommodate according to the light and object. If the distance is more, then it becomes thinner. When it is less, it becomes thicker. Such a wonderful way is known as accommodation. Now, that is the Western perspective. What is the perspective according to Ayurveda, to our yoga dimension? Sushruta described the Netra Sharira according to the Nidana and the Chikitsa into three distinct parts, for the Mandala, Patala and Sandhi. Mandalas are 5 in number, Patalas, Sandhis are 6 in number. All these things have been took in the detailed way. Paksha Mandala, Vartma Mandala, Shweta Shukla Mandala, Krishna Mandala, Drushti Mandala and others. All these things have been described in great detail. And the Patala is the cornea and the aqueous humor. Second is the iris and the ciliary body. Then the lens and the vitreous humor and the retina that comes up. Then we have got the Sandhi. These are the 6 in numbers. Pakshama Vartana Gatha and Vartma Shukla Gatha and others which are there. And these things have been greatly understood in Ayurveda, bring about. And according to Ayurveda, physiology, theory of Tridosha, a physiological perspective. This theory forms the basis of Ayurvedic physiology, pathology and pharmacology. There are the Vata, Pitta, Kapha, the 3 things that are there called as the doshas. The concept of 3 doshas have been postulated very nicely. Ayurveda is based on functional understanding of the body, the different entities representing 3 doshas. Homeostasis is to bring the balance. Imbalance in the state of bodily tissues is known as disease, and equilibrium is called health. So, Ayurveda also dealt with the refractive errors. The mechanisms of vision have been described, and the inverted image is formed in the retina, turns itself into the normal thing. So, we have the short sight, the long sight, astigmatism, squint. These things are brought forth, and this will be described in great detail in the whole process. Then we understand that it is the accommodation of the lens that may get marred, or the eyeball curvature itself can change in the whole encounter due to stress. So all these things have to be corrected, and the methods have been developed in this encounter. Prevalence also has been studied. Myopia 36.5%, hyperopia 20.6%, astigmatism 53.8%. Then we have understood the etiology. Then among the other pathological conditions of the eye, we have got glaucoma. The prevalence is 4%. Then the eye with glaucoma is shown there, and then we have different types of glaucoma which also has been understood. What is the root cause? Root cause is due to the hormonal imbalance which is triggered by the buildup of toxins in the body, and that is due to the stress dimension. Then another is the cataract, defined as the progressive opacity of the crystalline lens. And the cataract also can be helped in the initial stages by the yoga dimension we are seeing. So you can see the cataract, the glaucoma, and the healthy eyes. The risk factors of cataract also have been understood greatly, and the dry eyes tears are necessary for lubricating when you do that. So then we have the dry eyes, then we have the dystrophy of the cones and rods of the eyes, then how these things affect our eyes. All these things have been understood, and measuring the errors is the one that when beautiful diagnostic tools are put, and we have got the easy way, Snell chart, and refractive errors can be found by these things, and then we have the assessment of vision by doing different things. So we can measure all these things and treating the things, and the Bates method essentially it deals with making our eyeballs normalized, whether it's short sight or long sight or astigmatism squint. And the most important is the integrated health program. The working at all the 5 levels is what we do here in that. And in Ayurveda it is samadosha, samagnischa, samadhata malakriyaha, prasanna atma indriya manaha, swastaitya vidhiyate, it is said. And it is this dimension that we bring forth when we talk about the eyesight. So objective should be swasthasya swasthya rakshanam, aturasya vikara prashamanam, said. Promotion of positive health, prevention of diseases, holistic management of diseases are all brought forth in this dimension. So in the yogic management, we want to prevent, reduce errors, deal with other pathological conditions to improve the eyesight systematically, the better and better clarity and speed and development of the vision of life at deeper levels, not only the physical. Therefore, we deal with refractory errors, initial stage of cataract and glaucoma, with the integrated approach of yoga therapy. So we have many dimensions which can be dealt with yoga, and we use this total approach of the integrated approach of yoga for eyesight development to deal with the eyes, to see that we grow in the encounter. At the Annamaya Kosha, we have the special technique of using Trataka as the special technique, which will be described in detail, and by Trataka you are able to bring about the necessary changes. The stress can be combated effectively by using this thing. And giving deep relaxation to the eyes by the forming is a key feature that we encounter here. Trataka and this goes on. And we work at all the levels, the breathing practices and the pranayama and the mind level. We use the dharana and the dhyana and techniques, Vijnanamaya Kosha, understanding the whole dimension. And finally, we also bring in the way to work in relaxation, the eyesight improvement. And that is the one that we use, using the total approach of Yoga Integrative Yoga module, working with Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanandamaya Kosha. And these koshas also will be dealt with in great detail. So eyesight, not only at the physical level, the eye vision also had to be brought forth, so that the eyesight development, total personality development, the eyesight personality development we call, will be brought forth in this module. And we are sure you will all enjoy this wonderful program that we are offering using the integrated yoga module. With that, I wish you all the best. Namaskar. Dhanyavad.